Hey guys, Steve here from Top Guns out of Terre Haute, Indiana, and today I'm here with Ryan from Trijicon once again. Ryan, what are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about some pistol-mounted red dot sights and the different options that we at Trijicon have to offer for somebody that's looking for their to upgrade their pistol with a red dot.
All right, so before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the advantages of a red dot on a pistol versus doing iron sights. So what's some of the major advantages that you can think of?
So a couple of the advantages here. First and foremost, it's going to, once you get used to looking for the dot, it's going to be a lot faster than shooting iron sights. And then the biggest advantage is that it's going to keep you focused on your target, because once you get used to looking for that dot, you're going to be focused on the target, and the dot's just going to be superimposed onto what you're looking at, as opposed to iron sights where you're trying to line up a rear sight, front sight, and the target, and your eyes are kind of fighting themselves to figure out what you're focused on it. Actually focused on.
So I think that's worth reiterating just to make sure we understand that. So typically when we shoot a pistol or handgun, we're focused on that front sight. And so if we're shooting as we are taught, then our focal point is on the front sight, the rear sight's a little blurred out, and the target itself is a little bit blurred out. However, once you're dealing with an optic mounted, an optic mounted on a handgun, then now what you're doing is you're focusing on the dot, you're focusing
on the target
itself, which now allows you to retain all your peripheral vision, number one. And in addition to retain that peripheral vision, you're going to be able to just basically that dot superimposes on
right onto your target scene, so you have full situational awareness. See the dot,
able
put
to
the
keep it
dot
on
the
their
target,
hands.
pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's talk about what you guys offer in this particular field.
Absolutely. So we'll start with the RMR, which is kind of what we were known for. It's going to be an extremely durable design. It's forged 7075 aluminum housing. It is an LED powered, so we have a couple different models of the LED. We have the adjustable LED, which has the buttons on the side, and we have just a standard LED, which is just automatically adjusting. But it is going to have a patented housing design as well, which is what makes the RMR so durable compared to all the other red dots in the market. These ears are actually a patented design feature that deflect forces away from the glass, so if it gets bumped, dropped, anything like that, it will deflect away from the glass so that nothing will happen, the optic won't break, and you're going to be able to use it through pretty much any situation you find yourself in.
All right, so and let's clarify, this particular optic is made here in the U.S.
It is. It's made right in Wixom, Michigan.
All right, so I want to talk about some of the pushback we get on my side when I'm selling an optic.
Sure.
And so one of the things that we hear is oh, hey, the battery goes in on the bottom.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the battery life.
So battery life on a mid setting is going to be about 4 years. So we always recommend changing your batteries once a year, and you're really not going to have any problems in terms of the battery dying or anything like that. The other thing is if you go through the process of changing your battery, you just unscrew the 2 screws, take the optic off, do a quick battery change and put it back on. As long as you don't drop it or do anything like that, most likely that zero will still be retained, because those adjusters are so tightly embedded in the optic itself that they're not going to move just by simply taking the optic off. We always recommend that you reconfirm your zero before obviously putting your weapon back in the field, but it's very unlikely that it's going to shift at all, and if it does, it's going to be very, very minimal.
And quite frankly, we ought to be re-zeroing our pistols each time we're at the range anyway.
Exactly.
All right, so another cool thing is you spoke a little bit about the durability.
Yep.
Now, this is one thing that really sets your optic apart from really everything else that's on the market. And so we're looking at, other brands. Mm-hmm. If you drop them, there's a good chance their product, the glass, is going to break.
Yes.
I've personally seen your guns put through some severe testing where you're dropping them and you pick them up and you're able to reuse them without the glass breaking. I've even seen in some instances where the zero is not knocked off as well.
Right.
All right. So what we're looking at when you're buying an RMR is obviously the durability, the fact that it's U.S. made, and I love supporting American-made products. So anytime we can do that, that's always a plus. But you're getting truly one of the best products on the market.
Absolutely. And again, similar to the ACOG, it's built to withstand pretty much any abuse that you're going to put it through. So the housing is extremely durable. The electronics are actually designed to meet and exceed 30,000 rounds of use. So they're tested to that level, so the electronics are expected to perform at an extremely high level. So again, you might be spending a little bit more, but you're getting a U.S. made product that's extremely durable, so it's going to survive any situation that you put it in.
Sure. And I can tell you now, if I were going to put an optic on my gun, the one item that I might defend my life with, or my family's life with, the last thing I want is this thing breaking in the midst of me needing to use it.
Correct.
All right, what else do you have here?
So the RMR has been made for a long time. The next size up that we added into the red dot family, as we've seen the growth in pistol red dot popularity, was the SRO. And it's going to have the same mounting footprint. It's going to have a similar housing material, but it's going to have a much larger window of the optic. So you'll see that it's a large circular size. And that's going to do a couple things for you. Number one, it's going to make the dot a lot easier to pick up, especially for newer shooters. Or people that may be newer to red dots on handguns. It's going to make it a lot easier to pick up the dot, and our glass is taller than the RMR, so it's going to make it easier to track the dot through recoil.
Sure.
It also has a top-loading battery, so you'll have similar
For
housing.
somebody just wants that top-loading battery, that you guys went ahead and built that in.
Exactly.
Now, for those of us, like if you watch the ACOG video, you'll know this about me. I don't like batteries.
Sure.
So you guys are the only ones that I know of that's making a product that doesn't use a battery at all.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So this is our dual illuminated RMR. So similar to an ACOG, it's powered by tritium and fiber. So across the top here, there's a fiber that's laid into the housing, and then there's a tritium vial embedded in the housing itself. So 100% battery free. And you don't have to worry about batteries dying or anything like that.
No electronics, no batteries. I love it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Anything you think we need to add, or are we good?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
All right. Once again, please hit your like, share, subscribe buttons. We want to thank Trijicon once again for a great video. Don't hesitate to push your questions down below. We'll talk to you all soon. Take care.